It's a new month and a new city for the Phillies fans to visit. We're in South Florida where the Phils and the Marlins get set to begin a 3-game series. Yep, back in the National League East for the remainder of this road trip. And the Marlins are playing much better baseball than when the Phillies saw them in Philadelphia. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, joined by Ben Davis. We'll hear from Greg Murphy a little later on. All right, so the Phillies and everybody else in baseball, they flipped the calendar to the month of May. Now, the Phillies' record is not great, obviously, as the month of April comes to a close, but there have been some bright spots for the ball club.
There absolutely have been a couple bright spots, and the one in particular for me, and I'll be the first to admit it, I did not see it coming, was Freddie Galvis. And here's a guy that, coming into the season, okay, slot him in the 8-hole. Hopefully he hits 220, 230. We'll see what happens. We'll know if we'll get some good defense out of him. I didn't see this coming, and I don't know if it's going to last throughout the course of the season, but he's been phenomenal.
22 games, a .355 batting average for Freddie Galvis. All right, now we did expect that Ken Giles and Jonathan Papelbon would be good in the back of the bullpen.
The 8th, 9th inning guys have been as advertised, and the thing about Kenny Giles is he's done it without a fastball. He has not had fastball command this season, but his slider's been on point. Jonathan Papelbon, I think his fastball location has been excellent. His slider's come a long way, and his split finger, for me, has been his go-to pitch.
Well, he is on the verge of tying Jose Mesa for the most saves in franchise history, so that means that he has a chance to lead 2 different franchises in saves, the Red Sox and the Phillies. So what were the best plays in April? Well, here you go. Shot to short, picked on one hop by Freddie Galvis.
Do it, Freddie.
Line drive over the head of Galvis into left center field. Zimmerman's around second, heading to third. The throw goes to second. They've got a chance to get Desmond, who is out at second base. To his feet, throws to first, in time, what a play! Aaron does bunt right in front of the plate. Ruiz has a play at third, gets him there. Can they get Aaron? Yeah, they do! By Freddie Galvis. Curveball popped up. Ruiz off of the mask and makes the catch up against the net. Gorgeous night. It's been a great day. It is superhero night here at Marlins Park. And, yep, some of the kids have brought their favorite costumes. Now, wouldn't that be cool to wear that if you were his age? I mean, seriously.
Absolutely.
All along the concourse, there were different superheroes that were floating around, taking pictures with some of the young fans, some of the older fans as well. Phillies fans always show up in numbers here at Marlins Park. Used to be the same at Joe Robbie Stadium, Landshark Stadium, Marlins Stadium, whatever you want to call it. Let's take a look at the Phillies starting lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment home of the Philadelphia Phillies. Ben Revere leads it off in left, then Odubel Herrera and Chase Utley. Ryan Howard bats clean up. Grady Sizemore starts in right field. He'll hit fifth. Cody Ashley will bat sixth. And the bottom third of Ruiz, Galvis, and Jerome Williams. And they will face right-hander Tom Kohler, who's off to a 2-2 start. An earned run average of 4.50. He's been solid for the Marlins, though, since he came up from the minor leagues. His win-loss record is under 500 for his career, but last season 10-10 with an ERA of 3.81. He's kind of a quality number 4 or 5 starter, Ben.
Yes, and he will give you something to hit. 91-94 as we look at the scouting report. Slider, curve, change, and he is a career 2-1 with a 4.13 ERA against the Fighting Phils.
Former 18th round selection in 2008 out of Stony Brook. They had a couple good years up at Stony Brook. Actually, more than a couple, but they were nationally recognized for their run to the College World Series in Omaha. Well, things have settled down a little bit for Mike Redmond. When last we saw the Marlins, when they started the series in Philadelphia, there was some question about his job security. Well, his job security doesn't seem to be a question anymore, at least at this point, because the Marlins, over the last 14 days, are 7-4, and over the last week, they've won 4 of 5. Take a look at the current National League East standings. The Phillies in the basement at 8-15, 7 games back, 2 games behind the Nationals. Nationals, Braves, and Marlins, each with 10 wins as we begin the month of May. Brian O'Neill, the home plate umpire, is all set to go. Ben Revere is ready to dig in. He's ready also. And we're getting set for the first pitch of tonight's ball game. Revere has hit in 5 consecutive games as he starts things off for the Phils. Had 4 hits in the series against the St. Louis Cardinals in the first pitch of the night. Take it for a strike, so we're underway. Ben is 8 for 16 lifetime against Kohler. And he hits that one in the air toward left field, and Ichiro comes jogging in and makes the catch. 1 out.
This is not the place to hit the ball in the air, especially for the top guys. Ball on the ground, use the gaps. There's a lot of territory out there.
Phillies commit to this ball game with 47 extra base hits, and wouldn't you know it, Ben Davis's first trip to Marlins Park, and the roof is open.
That's right.
Don't get used to it, though, Ben. 79 degrees outside. It was gorgeous all day long. There was a nice breeze. A lot of storms in the South Florida area the last couple of days. So they were just happy to see the sunshine.
It's beautiful here today.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
It's only the second time this year that the roof has been open. The other time was opening day against the Braves when a renegade storm came strolling through and they had a rain delay. Next pitch to Herrera is down low. It's 2-0. Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Simone Hartman of Philadelphia. Phillies hit a home run in tonight's ball game, then Simone will win $100. 2-0 pitch goes between the legs of Real Muto, the catcher, and it's 3-0. Tom Kohler is now 28 years old. And the 3-0 pitch. And he takes it for a strike. Herrera does. Herrera's reached base safely in 15 consecutive games. Pretty impressive mark for a Phillies rookie.
Something I get to see him do, or hope I get to see him do this series, is hit one in one of those gaps, preferably right center, and watch him run.
Pulls that one on the ground to D. Gordon, who throws him out. 2 outs here in the first. 2 outs on 7 pitches, and here comes Chase Utley. Well, Chase, of course, has been a big topic of conversation about his struggles here in the month of April, or in the month of April, now that we turn to May. Just 114 And he only has 3 hits in his last 13 ball games. 2 home runs, 11 runs batted in on the year. Oddly, though, his 11 RBIs leads the ball club. Takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Three for his last 45. I mean, who would ever think that could ever happen to Chase Utley?
I don't think anybody would. The month of April was obviously the worst month of his career. The previous batting average low was in 2009, September of 2009, when he hit 204. Since 1900. See those numbers for Chase, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And he did not finish with a double, correct, in all of April?
Did not finish with a double. It's the first time in his career that he has gone through a month of baseball. Now, there have been times where he's been injured, but a month of baseball, playing more than 5 games where he did not connect on a double. His only extra base hits are the 2 home runs. Tonight is also Chase Utley's 1,500th career game. 2-2 pitch. And he throws his bat at it and hits it foul. And he stays alive, and he just asked Real Muto if he was okay. He was waving at D. Gordon. I wasn't sure if he was telling D. Gordon to bring it in or throw it in.
Brian, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying the umpires. Brian and Noor behind the plate.
Okay. It's just watching these swings by Chase Utley. It's just not Chase. It's like he's not seeing the pitches. You know, flailing at balls and whirly-birding, for lack of a better term, at home plate.
Pulls that one toward first. Easy play for Mike Morse, and he'll take it to the bag. Phillies go down in order. A 13-pitch first inning for Tom Kohler. We'll go to the bottom of the first. It's the Phillies nothing and the Marlins coming up. Phillies. Gordon, Prado, and Stanton, followed by Marcell Ozuna, Michael Morse, and Real Muto. Ichiro bats 7th. Adedi Echeverria will bat 8th, and batting 9th in pitching, of course, is right-hander Tom Kohler. And they will face righty Jerome Williams, who comes in with a 2-1 record and earned run average just under 4. He's had a couple of pretty good ball games. In fact, his last game against the Marlins, Ben, he picked up the win. He had 6 strikeouts and 6 innings of work.
Well, he's pitching, Tom, and he's doing a good job of executing his pitches when he needs to make them. Has gotten in some trouble here and there, but as we look at the scouting report, 88 to 92, change, curve, slider. And the slider's more of a cutter to me, and his career 1-1 with a 6.63 ERA.
Well, he'll face the red-hot D. Gordon, who's leading the National League in hitting at .409. First pitch is taken for a strike. It's 0-1. DJ LeMahieu is second. Both those guys are hitting over .400 after the first month of the season. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 to Gordon. Inside, 2-1.
You wonder, like a team like the Dodgers, why they would trade an all-star. A guy that's young, obviously the fastest guy in the league. Although Billy Hamilton's up there as well.
Well, some of these numbers are staggering. I mean, he's got 11 multi-hit games, which is excellent. He had the highest hit total in the month of April in Marlins history. There you see what his numbers are across the board. He's hit in six consecutive games. And he hits that one toward left, right at Ben Revere, and he makes the catch. One out here in the bottom of the first. And Martin Prado is due up next. Time now for our Nissan keys to the game.
The Nissan keys to the game, plain and simple for me, and they just executed the one. Defend D, as in D. Gordon, and be aggressive on O. I think their Phillies have been taking a little too many pitches lately, but they just defended D. Gordon. That guy is a catalyst. He gets on. He just causes so much havoc out on the base paths.
Yeah, it may not even be with stolen bases. It's just that the pitcher is thinking about him so much that it may affect how he goes to the plate.
So many things happen out on the field when he's out there.
Martin Prado is 0 for 2 lifetime against Williams, and he hits that one out toward Chase Utley, who takes a couple steps to his left. Now there are 2 outs here in the first. And that'll bring Giancarlo Stanton to the plate. It is remarkable how many people stop to watch his batting practices because they want to see how far he's going to hit the ball. In fact, even his own teammates stop and watch his batting practice. So far, 6 home runs, 21 runs batted in. His RBI total is first in the league. Phillies play three infielders on the left side of the diamond.
And Freddie can pretty much shake hands with Cody over there on the left side.
Low, 2-0.
It's funny that you talk about his batting practice. He wants to see how many line drives he can hit to right field. He really doesn't go up top until the last round or 2.
But even when he was hitting the balls to right field, they were shooting into the Marlins bullpen.
That's why all men are not created equally, Tom.
He certainly isn't created equal. 3-0 pitch to Stanton. And he gets the green light, hits it sharply to Ashe. And Ryan Howard, who was about 20 feet off the bag, gets to first. And so does the throw. It's a 1-2-3, bottom of the first. One in the books, on to the second with Ryan Howard due to lead things off. Spring training, but now it goes into effect for real. So the clock hits 20, and Tom Kohler has to throw his first pitch before that clock hits 0. As Ryan Howard digs in, he's ready to go. Kohler looks over at his defense. The clock is winding under 10. We bring that up because now Major League Baseball is planning on issuing fines for anybody who delays the game. And the pitch was thrown within a couple seconds of hitting 0. So it's 0-1 to Ryan Howard. Howard hitting 194 with 4 home runs, 10 runs batted in. He was 3 for 15 in the series against the Cardinals. Outside, 1-1.
Ryan continuing to be very aggressive on that first pitch, as he has done pretty much the whole year.
.38 career home runs against the Marlins. He's hit 4 home runs in his last 9 games. And he's down on strikes. A breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. So first strikeout for Kohler. Grady Sizemore's due up, and let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph?
You know, you just talked about the pace of play rules. It is May 1st. This is when they're supposed to go into effect, and that would mean guys who are stepping out of the batter's box or pitchers who weren't ready to pitch when they're required to, we're going to get fined. However, we're getting reports now that Major League Baseball and the Players Association are talking about kind of relaxing those rules because game times have decreased by 8.5 minutes, which was the whole purpose to begin with. So they're wondering whether or not they should actually fine the players if it's working. So they haven't decided whether or not they're going to do it or not. They're still talking about it. But perhaps just the threat of being fined and kind of reconditioning these guys to be a little quicker in the box was enough. So they're going to kind of wait and see and determine that later in the month. It was supposed to start today, but at this point we don't think it will.
It's interesting, you know, Major League Baseball said at the outset they weren't sure what number they were looking for as far as pace of play goes. And early on, the first 10 days, it was 11 minutes that was being saved on each game. Then about 5 days later, they said it was about 8 minutes that was being saved. I would think that they want more than 8 minutes to be saved on each game. Now, it is an improvement from last year, but I would think that this whole thing was designed to save more than 8 minutes.
Well, to be honest with you, I think it's a bunch of malarkey. I mean, I think they're just, the offense is down, period.
That could
I
be
looked at Odubel Herrera. I watched Victor Martinez last night. I'm telling you, it took I was counting, between 40 and 50 seconds in between pitches when he was at bat. And not one word was said.
Breaking ball and a called strike 3. Sizemore's down looking, so back-to-back strikeouts for Kohler. You know, your point is a good one, Ben. I mean, offense is down, runs per game down, home runs are down, so maybe that's the reason why there's an 8-minute savings as far as the pace of play goes.
I think everything is down. I mean, you look at the arms that are in the league, and you look at the Mets and the Cardinals, the staffs that they have, and the bullpens that they have. Everyone's a specialist. Guys are coming in, they're all throwing really, really hard. It just, offense is not to be found this year. I mean, there's a few ball clubs that have it, but for the most part, I don't see a whole lot of difference.
But if you stop and think about it, Ben, I mean, talking about 8.5 minutes difference from last season, so that's a significant difference, and you know the player personnel hasn't changed all that much, so there has to be something to it, I would think.
I think so. I mean, there's a little bit, but overall, I don't know.
Well, we'll see. We've sped through the first inning and a half here, so we're on target to save at least 8 minutes tonight. Phils and the Marlins go to the bottom of the second. 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas for $100. A great value for any family. Available on select weekend dates. Order now at Phillies.com. Out of the second, scoreless game. Marcell Ozuna, Michael Morse, and Real Muto will lead it off for the Marlins against right-hander Jerome Williams. If you buy into certain players having certain numbers that are better in specific months, well, Jerome Williams' best month win-loss wise is the month of May. It's the only month in his career where he's over 500. He's 8-6 with an ERA of 3.9 in the month of May. A 1 pitch to Ozuna. 0-2.
I talked about Jerome Williams and how smart of a pitcher he is. Last inning 3-0 on Stanton. Doing a little cutter. Stanton tried to do too much with it.
That one's down the right field line. Ooh, it kicked up chalk. It's a fair ball. Ozuna's on his way to second. Sizemore's having a little trouble getting it out of the corner, but he does, and Ozuna's held up at second. It's a leadoff double, his 5th of the year.
That's a really good piece of hitting there by Ozuna. He really does stay inside the ball very, very well. Very fortunate that this does kick up some chalk. Spray it down that right field line.
Yeah, and Grady didn't have any trouble. It just slowly went to him after it hit that wall. We kind of lose the outfielders when they hit the corner out there and right. Here's Michael Morse. Morse has had himself a tremendous career against the Phillies, hitting .353 against the Phils. But he fouls the first pitch back. It's 0-1.
He was not trying to shoot that one to right to advance the runner.
Nope. He was trying to shoot that one over the wall and left. Overall hitting .213. Couple home runs. Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Right down the middle for a strike, 1-2. That 91-mile-an-hour fastball is the hardest fastball that Jerome has thrown in tonight's ball game.
Yeah, when he wants to, he can get it up there in the low 90s.
Comes back with a changeup. It's 2-2. So far on this homestand, Michael Morse is 3 for 20. Just missed off the outside corner, maybe a little low. It's 3-2. During the 2015 season, Turkey Hill, the official ice cream of the Phillies, will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream, sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs. One's blasted foul toward the upper deck. Get the facing of the upper deck.
The odds are it's not going to hit somebody.
I will say, though, this is a better crowd than a lot of times we've come down here. That one's hit out towards shortstop. Ozuna will cross over to third, but the out is recorded. 1 away. That was a good read on the part of Marcell Ozuna.
Great read. Knowing the pace that ground ball had, he knew he could make it there. And his secondary was very good, knowing Freddie had to go just slightly to his left to make that play. Really no hesitation. Freddie just a couple steps to his left. That's the rule of thumb. Get that good secondary. And the Phillies draw the infield in.
And it brings JT Realmuto to the plate, who is the everyday catcher for the Marlins. They were kind of teetering when we last saw the Marlins in Philadelphia. He was playing better than Saltalamacchia. As it turned out, after the Marlins left Philadelphia a few days later, they cut Saltalamacchia. And they brought Jonathan Solano up from the minor leagues to be the backup. No balls, 1 strike, infield in, runner at third. Inside. Marlins have scored the 4th most runs in the National League. You might sit there and wonder, well, why do they only have 10 wins and they're behind the Mets in the division? Well, it's because of their pitching. Mike Redmond knows that his bullpen has been used a lot because his starters were not going deep into a game. The offense was doing okay. 1-2. Just inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That will change a lot when Alex Fernandez comes back. Jose Fernandez, I should say.
You were digging deep into your history.
That's some old Marlins there.
There is Jose. Ground ball foul.
And he actually threw 15 pitches to hitters yesterday in the simulated game. He is electric. We talked about who's better, him or Harvey. I think Marvy is more of a polished pitcher and has all 4, but this kid he is something.
He's got a little pizzazz to him too. In the dirt, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Nice play by Chooch right there, staying up and preventing Ozuna from scoring. You just always have to be on your toes. As much as you don't want to and as much as a grind it is, you just always have to be ready for that ball in the dirt.
Ichiro waits on deck. Ozuna leads off third. We're in the bottom of the 2nd inning. No score. Now the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes to Realmuto. And he hits it in the air to right field. Sizemore will get to it. He makes the catch. Ozuna tags from third. The throw to home is not in time. Sacrifice fly. The Marlins take a 1-0 lead. It's really all you can ask if you're the Marlins is for Realmuto to lift that fly ball out toward right. It was deep enough that Ozuna could score easy. It's a big ballpark, so Sizemore was pretty deep out there.
It's a good job of hitting. You know, he got something up, out over the plate, didn't try and do too much with it.
That'll bring Ichiro to the plate. Ichiro is 6 for 22 so far in this homestand. He hit pretty well against the Phillies back in Philadelphia. Since he's taken over left field for the injured Christian Yelich, he's batted just under 300. And he just fell under 300 a couple of days ago during that series against the Mets. Pulls that one foul.
Very excited to see my former teammate today. Gave Ichi a big old hug.
You were excited, and he was even more excited to see you.
Big Ben!
I didn't realize that he would need a ladder to come up and give you a big hug.
One of the best.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Ichiro.
But one of the best in 2 different countries. That's the thing. You're not going to find a better man right here. Funny as all get out.
He told you once that he was going to play until he's 50.
Till he's 50.
Do you think he'll play for the next couple of years?
He might.
Still in tremendous shape.
Great shape. Still doing his stretches and still hitting homer after homer in BP. I don't know how he does it.
2-2 pitch to him. And he lines that one into left center field, a base hit. Talk about a guy who doesn't do too much. It's exactly what he does, and he has built up a pretty big fan base around Major League Baseball, and it's carried over to South Florida in his first year.
I mean, that is typical Ichiro. Hand-eye coordination, I liken Odubel Herrera to him. Obviously, he's got a long way to go to catch up to Ichi, but hand-eye coordination, in his prime, Ichi could beat you 5 different ways every night.
Well, there's Christian Yelich, who's looking on. Again, he's on the disabled list, and Ichiro is filling in for him. Adeiny Echeverria will be the batter. Echeverria hitting .321. And he pulls the first pitch foul. Had 4 RBIs in the series in Philadelphia.
He's a good-looking young player.
Over to first, Ryan Howard will stay down on it and just walk it to the bag. The inning is over, but a run on 2 base hits. 1 man left. We'll go to the third. The Marlins have taken the early lead. It's 1-0 over the Phils. For all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, Ben, here we go. Which player holds the MLB single season record for hits with 262? Answer will be revealed a little later on. Ben's already smirking. If you didn't get that one, you won't get any of them then. Tom Kohler is going back to work against Ruiz, Galvis, and Jerome Williams. Phillies down 1-0. They've played a lot of this season behind in games. Now, they've done well later in games, but they haven't been able to consistently jump out to early leads. And they have fallen behind here 1-0 as we go to the top of the third.
And that's why I wanted one of the keys to be aggressive on offense. See if you can just put some pressure on. A good pitching performance by Jerome, who's been solid for them. He's been giving the team a chance to win. That's all you could really ask for out of your starting pitcher. Be aggressive at home plate.
Well, Ruiz swings at the first pitch, and he hits it to shallow right field. And Stanton wanders in, puts it away. 7 up, 7 down for Tom Kohler. Stay up to date with all the Phillies news and Eagles breaking news. Download the CSN Philly Sports app today and follow CSN Philly on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's a good time to have it. Not only with the NFL draft continuing, first round was last night, but also following Jim Salisbury as he meanders through this weekend after a tough travel day for Jim.
Very tough.
Freddie Galvis takes high. It's 1-0.
Apparently there were some issues in Charlotte.
Charlotte. Don't go through Charlotte today, everybody. Outside, 2-0. They appeal. No swing, says Clint Fagan. Although I will say Jimmy never changes. He is the same every single day.
Steady as she goes.
the only person that Ben Davis allows to steal stuff off his farm. 2-1 pitch to Galvis. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
Now I was thinking today when we did a little bit on Freddie in the open, yes, he's getting all these hits, but they're singles. Does Freddie think to himself, man, I want to get a little bit bigger? That's my only concern with him. Now he hasn't done it, and to his credit, that's great. Hopefully he continues to just take what they'll give him.
Punches that to shortstop. Echeverria hurries the throw. It's in time. Well, it's a good question. And I would ask you, can he do that in certain situations? Not all the time. Like right there, he didn't try to do that. He was trying to pick up another hit with 2 strikes.
Right.
Can he try to do that in certain situations, like Ichiro does?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely situations where he can do that because he does have the power. We've seen him go deep before. But the thing is, if you run into that, maybe you do have some success. He gets out of what he's doing so well right now. That's what you don't want to happen, because he has been such a pleasant surprise offensively.
Yeah, I thought what you said in the open sums it up for a lot of people, that you thought he'd be good, but you didn't think he would be this, at least through the first month. One ball, 1 strike to Jerome Williams. 0 for 6 so far this year with 4 strikeouts. Fouls it away.
Good hack there by Jerome.
Swing and a miss, and he is struck out. Third strikeout for Kohler. He's faced 9. He's retired all 9. We're through 2.5 here in South Florida with the Marlins on top, 1-0. Coffee is just $1. McDonald's, I'm loving it. And by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop Nissan.com. 1-0. We go to the bottom of the third. And Jerome Williams, who made the last out, is just finishing up his warm-up tosses. And he will face Tom Kohler. Then the top of the order, D. Gordon and Martin Prado. Kohler, a 125 hitter on the year. Inside corner, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Phillies starters this year have an ERA of 4.97. Overall, the staff is 12th in the league at 4.28. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Bullpen had really good numbers until we hit St. Louis. Then the numbers, they're still pretty good, but now the ERA for the bullpen is a little over 3. Chopper softly to shortstop. Galvis charges, scoops, and there's one out. And now back to the top of the order for D. Gordon. Mother's Appreciation Day brought to you by StubHub will be Sunday, May 10th. It's the end of a 3-game series against the New York Mets, and all women 15 and older will receive the Phillies wristlet. There it is right there. You can purchase tickets anytime by going to Phillies.com. D. Gordon fly to left his first time up.
Looking at this defensive alignment, I see Freddie deep in shortstop. I'd like to see him get maybe up in here a little bit more, just so he could get that little chopper that D. Gordon is so known to hitting.
Here's Galvis. Here's Ashe. He's going to be challenged, and Gordon, lightning fast, is able to beat the bunt single. Boy, Ashe was even playing in.
There is just nothing you can do. I mean, this is just, it's such soft hands, great placement, just nothing you can do. Got a pretty good teacher down there in third base box, too.
Brett Butler is the third base coach for the Marlins, and he was as good a bunter as you will find when he played.
He was phenomenal, and everybody in the world knew what he was going to do, and he still got it done.
Here's Martin Prado. He grounded out his first time up. 1 out. You got to keep an eye on Gordon. He's 8 for 14 trying to steal bags this year. He's at the knees. It's 0-1. All right, if you're Williams and Ruiz, how do you handle Gordon over at first base?
Well, you try and be quick. Obviously, we see that slide step right there by Jerome. But you don't want to be so quick where you forget about your mechanics and how to get the hitter out and executing the pitch. You still have to execute the pitch. If you're too fast, sometimes your arm drags.
Chopper foul. It's 0-2. It's kind of what we were talking about before about even if he doesn't steal a base, sometimes he gets into the head of the pitcher, and that's where he can become disruptive when it comes to the pitcher's mechanics. 64 stolen bases last year. The Marlins wanted to upgrade in that category because they only had 58 as a team a season ago. Well, they're currently 13th, or excuse me, 4th with 13 in the National League. And there's a way to keep him over at first base. Keep his timing off at first base.
Well, it throws off the D. Gordon's timing. It also throws off the hitter's timing. You get there standing, hitters get into rhythm more than anybody.
A little low, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You know, the other thing it does, and that was the one knock on Pudge Rodriguez, is the fact that he took so much pride in throwing guys out that they think it affected the way his pitch calling. He would call a lot of fastballs, meaning it would make the pitcher faster to home plate and give him a better chance of throwing the runner out at second. Now, if I had an arm like Pudge Rodriguez, it wouldn't really matter.
You see the career numbers for D. Gordon, 76% success rate. Don't forget, Jerome Williams has already picked him off this year. One-two pitch and a grounder foul again. It remains 1-2.
I will say, if there's one guy I really wanted to get, I would put down the old number 1 probably more than I should have, because you know it gets to be a pride thing.
Ricky Henderson.
You know? Yeah.
Really?
I don't think I ever got Ricky either. But there were certain guys that you just love to throw out.
Runner goes, pitches inside. It was a changeup, and Gordon swipes the bag easily. So that's his 9th stolen base of the season. and the Marlins have a runner in scoring position. There really wasn't anything Ruiz could do.
Now you see Jerome with a little bit more of a higher leg kick, and he really picked the right time to go.
Prado hits it towards second base. That'll move Gordon over to third, but there are 2 outs. And let's see what they do with Giancarlo Stanton. We're only in the 3rd inning, but the Phillies are down 1-0. Ryan Sandberg has not signaled anything. Ruiz will be in charge of trying to make sure they're very careful with Giancarlo Stanton. Last 13 games, Stanton has all 6 of his home runs. Shockingly, he was homerless through the first 9 games. Good pitch to start him off on. It's 0-1.
See Stanton there with a cage on his face after being hit last year. Still only wears against righties, correct, Tom?
Correct.
Lefties he does not. He sees the ball better off lefties.
There's only been 1 at bat where he hasn't worn it against a right-hander. Inside, 1-1. As Murph told us when we were in Philadelphia, it's a cage that he helped design. You see the G for Giancarlo. Snuck a fastball at the knees.
Is it really necessary to put the G on there?
Well, I guess if you're going to wear a cage, you might as well wear the one you want. Got him. Threw him a breaking pitch. Boy, that's some pitching right there by Jerome Williams. Picked up his first strikeout, and it couldn't have come at a better time. With a runner over at third, no runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. And a big pitch from Jerome Williams to get us to the top of the 4th with the Phillies down 1-0. Cup pods to keep you running. Order by 11:30 and get free same-day delivery. Who but WB Mason. Gorgeous night here in South Florida. We hope you're enjoying the start of your weekend wherever it is. Phillies trail at 1-0. We will go to the top of the 4th inning. Tom Kohler is not allowed a base runner yet. He has struck out 3. And Ben Revere, who fly to left field his first time up, will lead it off for the Phillies. And takes outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. It'll be Revere, Herrera, and Utley. On the inside corner, it's 1-1. Ben told us he was going to use those lizard skins on his bat handle tonight.
Yeah, it's all the rage these days. So he just likes how it makes his hands feel on the bat.
Yeah.
He's going sans the lizard wrap.
The color he had was basically the color of the padding behind home plate and the outfield wall. That's the color that he was using today. Chops that one foul. And it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Kohler's got a pretty good breaking ball tonight. He really does. Tried to run that 2-seamer back across the plate, just got underneath it. I would look for that breaking ball again right here.
Outside, 3-2. He has not run many deep counts tonight, but he's fallen behind 3-2 to Ben Revere here in the top of the 4th.
Get you on right here, Ben.
The other thing too, it's nice to see him making Kohler work a little bit. Kohler started this inning with 35 pitches. He's up to 41. And we're in the 4th inning. He had a pretty easy first time through the Phillies order. And a liner out towards center field, and that's going to drop in for the first hit of the night. So the Phillies have the leadoff batter aboard. And Odubel Herrera will be the hitter.
Could you ask for a better leadoff at bat than that, Tom?
Nope.
Not only does it help the team, but also helps him for later in the ball game. He saw the breaking ball. He saw that front door 2-seamer. Saw a changeup. Obviously going to have a little bit better of an idea, and hopefully Odubel can keep this thing going.
Odubel grounded out his first time up. Well, he saw a few curveballs in his first at bat, and he just saw one there to start it off. Talk about a guy that's going to play every day. He is playing every day. He had a little bit of a reprieve just as the season got underway. You got a preference whether you like him in the leadoff spot or the 2-hole?
Doesn't bother me. Either one's fine. Leadoff role, he does see a lot of pitches.
Revere goes. Pitches chopped through the hole on the right side into right field. Revere will continue on to third, and the Phillies have first and third with nobody out here in the 4th inning.
And this was the hope, that these two rabbits can get on, create some havoc. That's just textbook hit and run right there.
Well, let's see if the Phils can get the tying run home here and maybe a little bit more. Chase Utley is more than due. He's grounded out once tonight. Herrera now has reached base safely in 16 consecutive games. I mentioned that hasn't happened for a Phillies rookie dating back to 1900. That one's hit well. Deep to right field. Stanton's going back toward the wall. It is gone. A 3-run home run for Chase Utley. And the Phillies take the lead here in the top of the 4th inning. He went up there hunting a first pitch, and he golfed it right out of the yard.
Was that loud or what?
That was loud. And it was a home run off the bat.
Thought we were up at Citi Field there for a second.
Well, that was the last time he homered.
Being aggressive. I mean, if you know these guys are going to get ahead of you, which Chase most always lets that first pitch, that cookie, go right down the middle.
Well, Simone Hartman of Philadelphia, you've just won $100 thanks to Chase Utley and the McDonald's home run jackpot. So the Phillies erase the deficit and turn it into a lead. Still nobody out here in the fourth. They have 3 straight hits after going hitless the first time through the order. Howard lays off, and it's 1-1. I think everybody's wondering if maybe that will change Utley's fortune. Can one at bat do it? Who knows?
Well, you sure hope so. Yes, he did hit some balls in St. Louis that center fielders ran underneath. But for the most part, he hasn't been hitting the ball great. But hopefully, like you said, that will get him going.
So 3 home runs for Chase, 2 in 1 game up at Citi Field. And this one here to start the month of May. 3-1 to Howard, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's 3-2.
Can't get that cheer out of my head. B-E-A-G-G-R-E-S-S-I-V-E. Aggressive.
That's because you're a high school basketball player. You go up to the free throw line. That's what you would hear all the time, right? Inside, ball 4. So 4 straight base runners and the first walk issued by Kohler. Chuck Hernandez going out to talk with his young right-hander. A reminder that Teva Respiratory Asthma Awareness Night will be Monday, May 11th, when the Phillies take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. All fans coming to the ballpark that night will receive the Phillies cap that you see right there. Compliments of Teva. Order your tickets by going to Phillies.com. Well, the Phils certainly made an adjustment of some sorts. The first time through the order, Tom Kohler retired all 9 batters.
Well, it's the first time he had to go out of the stretch. You know, that sometimes that can make you. It's a different release point, how you gather yourself. Keep it going.
Sizemore struck out looking his first time up, and he takes inside 1-0. Now the first 3 innings, we talked about this, the Phillies haven't often enough taken the lead early on, but now they've taken the lead here in this inning, 3 for 3 with a home run and a walk. Ball is hit foul over the third base dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That was a very good swing there by Grady. Nice pinch hit yesterday. First pitch, Peter Hunting. Today is a 1-0 count right there. That's a good swing.
Out of play, and it's 1-2. That was a hanger right there by Kohler.
Sure was.
So on a Major League scoreboard, the Reds are shutting out the Braves 2-0 in Atlanta. That game's in the bottom of the second. Brandon Phillips, a 2-run single. That one's pulled through the hole on the right side. Another base hit. Howard will stop at second. Phillies now with 4 hits in this inning. Now they have runners on first and second with still nobody out, and Cody Ashe coming to the plate. I would think, well, there's Mike Redmond. I was going to say, I would think he's going to get somebody up. No manager wants to do it this early in a game. But he's thrown 22 pitches in this inning. He threw 35 in the first 3 of tonight's ball game. Ashe is 0 for 1. He flied to left his first time up. Curveball in there. It's 0-1.
It's like it's Brad Hand out in the bullpen for the Fish.
He is their long man. There is the lefty Brad Hand.
He's any relation to Mr. Hand from Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
I have to tell you that has popped into my head a few times. To find out if he knows anything about Cuba. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ashe. Outside, 2-2. It is remarkable, isn't it, how just one batter can change the entire complexion of how a guy's throwing?
You get out of your comfort zone. He was coasting. Ben Revere makes him throw some pitches.
The other thing, too, that we can't look past is the hit and run. With Revere taking off and Odubel Herrera finding that hole on the right side. I mean, that was a great time to pull that off.
It's a great count to do it on. 1-0. Throw Odubel up.
Two pitch to Ashe, and he fouls it off to the screen. It remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Must be seeing him good. That was another great swing there by Cody.
Now we got him. Threw him something soft, and that's strikeout number 4 for Kohler, but it's the first out here in the 4th inning. The other thing now is the Phillies cannot take their foot off the pedal. They've taken the lead. They've got a chance for more with runners on first and second. And here's Carlos, who flied out on the first pitch he saw his first time up.
See Chooch get back to that swing we saw the other night in St. Louis when he had 4 hits.
Ooh.
You think,
31 pitches this inning.
I'm thinking gaps right here. Something up. A lot of green out there, Tom.
Yeah, and Ozuna's really deep in center field. Inside, 3-0. Galvis is on deck. You know, Kohler looks like he's running out of gas right now. I mean, I know a pitcher probably shouldn't at this point, but it is 32 pitches. Carlos takes on the inside corner, 3-1. And ball 4, the bases are loaded. Second walk of the inning. Freddie Galvis is coming up. Mike Redmond has not made a move yet. He's conferring with Chuck Hernandez, his pitching coach. Marlins infield will set up to try to turn 2 and get out of this inning. Phillies have the bases loaded. Howard, Sizemore, and Ruiz. And Galvis, that's not a bad idea.
I don't mind it in that situation. I really don't. I think it was a ball, but I don't mind the swing.
Now he's got to shorten up a little bit, doesn't he?
Yes.
0-2. If he's looking to hit a fly ball, he's going to have to hit it a little deeper than normal. It is Howard over at third. Stanton has the best arm. Ozuna's arm is good. Ichiro's arm is still good. The 0-2 pitch upstairs, 1-2. You
could say this is the best throwing outfield in the league.
I would think so. And even with Yelich out there, who won a Gold Glove.
Yep.
Swing and a miss. He got him with a breaking ball. So 2 strikeouts have helped Kohler's cause here in the 4th inning. And now he could probably see himself through this. He's got to get Jerome Williams. Williams struck out his first time up. He was aggressive on a couple of fastballs, and I'm sure he's going to be aggressive again. Ninth man to come to the plate in this inning. Ooh, and it gets away from Real Muto. Here comes Howard. The throw to the plate. He is out. Ryan's saying that he was safe, that he got his hand in before the tag. I think he was just joking with the umpire. Side is retired. The Phillies scored 3. Now they're going to ask the defense to hold as Sandberg comes out. He's going to talk to Brian O'Nora. It did look like Kohler got him in the arm. Here's the throw to the plate. And I don't know. Howard was saying that he didn't tag him before his hand hit the plate. Do you challenge this if you're Ryan Sandberg? Even if it's kind of up for grabs? He's taken a long time waiting for Larry Boa to go to the phone and probably look at all the angles. Watch it again. Watch his hand, Ben. Boy, it looked like his hand did get in there, didn't it? Well, this might be definitive right here. Now, it did look like he did get his right hand, but I don't know where his left hand was when he got it.
Yeah, I don't think there's an...
He just said challenge.
Wow.
Action right there. Larry Boa says challenge. Puts the thumb up. So Brian O'Nora is going to look at this. He's going to challenge whether Ryan Howard got his hand in before the tag. I don't know if they're going to have enough evidence to overturn it. You know what?
From that angle,
it looks like he's safe. From that angle, it looks like he's safe. From that angle, you don't know if he's being tagged. He looks like he's safe.
The fadeaway pinky slide, Tom.
He's got to patent that one.
That other angle, that was, I think he did get it in there right,
All right,
here.
So slow-mo. Here's slow-mo. Where's the hand that he's trying to tag? See, I don't know if his hand's on the plate when he tagged that other hand. I don't know if there's going to be enough to overturn this or not. We are showing you every angle that we have. See there, it's tough to tell whether he got the bare hand or not, or they got the right hand while the left hand hit the plate. Boy, it's hard. I mean, we've looked at every angle, and I don't know if we can definitively tell. There's one angle, though, I agree with you, Ben, that it looks like his hand did get in there.
Yeah.
But this may be one of those where there's not enough evidence to overturn it. It's the slow-mo where it looks like his hand got in there before the tag. Would you agree with that, the slow-mo one that we showed?
Yes. The one that was directly down the third base line.
I think it's a good challenge, though. I mean, because it could open up this inning to add another run with Jerome Williams at the plate.
And Jerome wouldn't be leading off the next inning.
That's a good point, too. Yeah, they're showing every angle that we showed you. Plus, there's probably a couple more that the Marlins have. Brian O'Nora is the crew chief. He's to your right.
All the Phillies bench are saying he's safe.
Here, take a look at this one right here, Ben. See there, it looks like his hand is in, and the glove, if it got the bare hand, it was after his hand hit the plate. Here we go. He is out. Yeah, I think this is going to be a call stands. I don't think there was any conclusive evidence to overturn it. So the official designation is call stands. That's a tough one. It did, on a couple of angles, look like his hand was in there, and there were a couple other angles where the dust was flying up in the air that it was tough to tell that whether there was a tag or not on Ryan Howard's hand. But the Phillies do take the lead early in this inning thanks to Chase Utley. A 3-run home run, his 3rd home run of the year. The Phillies lead the Marlins 3-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Dealer.com. Buy Yellowwood. Yellowwood pressure treated pine. If it doesn't have the yellow tag, you don't want it. And buy Jefferson, where health is all we do. Call 1-800-JEFF now or visit jefferson.edu. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Marcell Ozuna leads it off for the Marlins. Phillies up 3-1. First pitch is outside and low, 1-0. Ozuna doubled his first time up and then came around to score the run for the Marlins. Marlins in the series back in Philadelphia scored 18 runs. They did so with 2 home runs, both by Stanton. Inside now 3-0. Look at Ruiz firing that ball back to Jerome Williams. Is that a message right there?
Absolutely. We just got you 3. Don't let them have any. Can I get greedy, Tom?
Yeah, if you want to.
They scored 3. They bases loaded with 1 out.
Yeah.
Didn't get any more.
We talk about key at bats to help score the 3 runs. Key at bats that they could have scored more. Cody up with runners on first and second. He strikes out.
Yep.
They could have moved the runners up there. Now Ruiz worked out the walk, but then Galvis strikes out. Fly ball center field. Herrera is going to be tested here. It's going to be over his head and a 1-hop off the wall. Ozuna will get his 2nd double of the night. He's in scoring position.
Herrera kind of broke in on this one, but no one's catching that. I mean, that ball was drilled. Ends up landing on the warning track 418 feet away.
The last time this happened, Ozuna moved over to third on a ground out by Morse. Morse is 0 for 1. Fouls it back to the screen. No balls and 1 strike.
Michael Morse, the way he holds a bat, overlapping. And he drops his bottom pinky and puts the other pinky on top of his hand. Talk about unconventional.
I don't know how he controls the bat.
I don't know how you hold on to a bat. So he's dropping his left hand as the bottom hand. He's dropping that pinky off the knob. Then he's putting his right pinky over top his hand. And he's barely holding on to the bat. Look at that. It's overlapping golf grip.
Low, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Bobby Abreu, I thought, always held the bat differently than others. Moises Alou also held the bat kind of like Michael Morse does.
But that overlapping thing, I mean, Bobby did it to a little bit like that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's that's something. Big, strong man there.
Yeah, so he's basically holding with 3 fingers in each hand.
Correct.
1-2 pitch. That's it, foul. And it remains 1-2. It's that one to shortstop. This time Ozuna cannot advance, and it's kicked by Freddie Galvis. That'll put runners on first and second with nobody out. It'll be E6. 4th error of the year for Freddie. Almost looked like he was trying to rush everything to get that throw over.
And there's no need to with Morse running. You know, these are the plays that just have to be made.
Particularly when you take a 3-1 lead in the half inning before. Real Muto had a sac fly his first time up. Fly ball right center field. Herrera gets under it. He'll make the catch. Ozuna will tag, but the throw goes to second. So the double play is in order. And there's one out. Ichiro will be the batter. He singled his last time up. And Ruiz out to talk to Jerome Williams. Utley's in as well. Ichiro with his base hit his last time up, 2,860 for his major league career, and 4,138 in his professional career. 4,138 base hits.
Couldn't imagine being on base that much.
Yeah, think about the walks that he even drew too. First pitch is low, 1 ball and no strikes.
For being as fast as Ichiro is and was, he would hit in a bunch of double plays because he did hit the ball hard. Yes, he does the choppers where he beats it out. But when he hits it, I mean, he would hit them hard directly at people. So hopefully that is something he can do here.
Swing and a miss, 1-1. Well, scouts have said that although his speed is less than it used to be, he's still considered above average with his speed. At the age of 41 is pretty remarkable in its own right. And he also still has an above average arm out in the outfield. Inside, it's 2-1.
I asked him again today, Ichi, 2 rice balls? He goes, 15 years, absolutely. His wife would make him 2 rice balls, a plum inside. So the plum would be wrapped around rice, and you eat it before every game.
Hasn't changed.
No, he hasn't.
Been outside, 3-1. Did he ever share with anybody in the clubhouse?
Honestly, I don't think anybody really wanted to try it.
You know, like a good plum every once in a while?
I do, but not when it's wrapped with rice.
3 balls, 1 strike. Runners on first and third. Ground ball towards second. This could be 2. There's 1. Galvis is flipped to first in time. It's a 4-6-3 double play. And it gets Jerome Williams out of some trouble, and it also picks up Freddie Galvis, who committed the error here in the 4th inning. So shutdown inning for Jerome. Right place, right time as far as that pitch goes. We'll go to the 5th with the Phillies hanging on to a 2-run lead. Ben, here we go. Which player holds the MLB single season record for hits with 262?
Something a little more my speed. And we talked about him plenty already this game. Number 51, Ichiro Suzuki.
Ichiro is correct. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. 2004, he had 262 hits. He led the league in hits 7 different times, and of course all 7 he was over 200. And he has 10 games, or 10 years I should say, with 200 hits or more. Jerome Williams fouls it away. It's 0-2. Breaking ball low, 1-2. By the way, the play at the plate where Howard, we thought, got his hand in, they were not only reviewing whether he got his hand in, but they were also reviewing whether Kohler was in the path of the baseline as Williams goes down on strike. 6 strikeouts for Kohler. And they decided that it was no violation of the rule that the catcher or pitcher in this case cannot block the plate. So there were 2 different things they were looking at there. 1 away. Ben Revere's coming up.
And that play is the play you work on in spring training. And as you're doing that drill, you're thinking to yourself, this never works. And there might be one time throughout the year that it actually does.
Well, there it was. You're right, though. It doesn't work all that often.
Never.
0-1 to Revere. Singled his last time up. 1 for 2. Came around to score the home run by Utley. Fly ball center field. Ozuna ventures back. He's under it, makes the catch, and there are 2 outs. Well, here is that play at the plate. Watch where Kohler comes down. The ball goes off the glove of Real Muto. It actually kicked back to him in a pretty good fashion. The throw was good, and Kohler, he was behind the plate and wasn't really in that baseline. So they were looking at 2 different things. And now Odubel Herrera, who's 1 for 2. Change up, and it's 0-1.
That thought never even crossed my mind whether or not Kohler was blocking home plate.
You might either, but I think it's part of when they look at replay, they look at everything, and that's that's part of it there. Pitches per inning for Kohler, 39 in the last inning. Popped him up. Echeverria, the shortstop, is under it. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Phillies go down in order, and we'll head to the bottom of the 5th. League has been teaching kids how to play the game since 1989. Donate a baseball glove or 2 to the next generation of baseball greats at the Citizens Bank kiosk at Citizens Bank Park. Good banking is simple, clear, and personal, and that's helping you bank better. Citizens Bank. Bottom of the 5th inning, Phillies lead it 3-1. It'll be Adeiny Echeverria, the pitcher's spot. Reed Brignac is out in the on-deck circle to pinch hit. At the top of the order for the Marlins. Echeverria bunts it foul. It's 0-1. There's Kohler. Really had 1 bad inning.
Yeah.
Everything else was perfect. Retired the side in order in 4 of the 5 innings he pitched so far tonight. And a high fly ball to left, playable for Revere. And 1 out. Tom Kohler's coming up. Well, Ryan Howard over at first base is playing in career game number 1,299. It's an impressive indication of longevity, even with the injuries. And Murph, it's a little bit of history as he passes Fred Ladares who played in 1,298 from 1910 until 1920.
It is indeed. It's almost a record that was almost a century old, with Fred Luderis playing back in the days that you just mentioned. Started with the Phillies in 1910 and had really a very distinguished career with the Fightin' Phils. He was a guy that was out there every day. He played 11 seasons, batted .278, hit 83 home runs. A little piece of history: he was the first player in Phillies history ever to hit 2 over-the-fence home runs in one game. That's what they used to call them back then, over-the-fence home runs. He had 83 home runs in his career. He also had the highest average in a World Series for the Phillies. He batted .438 in the 1915 World Series, and that held up all the way to 2008 when Jason Worth batted .444 during the 08 World Series. But he's also a guy that managed 10 years in the minor leagues after his major league career was over. So a very distinguished baseball career for Fred Luderis. But Ryan Howard passes him today, so very impressive. Obviously, longevity is the big part of it, but you got to also produce over the course of those years, and both of those guys certainly did that.
Well, he was the captain of the 1915 team that Murph was just talking about, where he had the highest batting average in the World Series. And the other thing, too, and there's different stories about Fred. I mean, we didn't obviously know a whole lot about him, but you Google him and look up information about him. Apparently, now this may be a fable, but we're not totally sure. Apparently, he is the one who taught Carl Hubble the screwball, that famous screwball, knuckleball that he used to throw.
Really?
In the minor leagues, yeah.
Interesting.
And he also is, he still to this day holds the record in Phillies lore for putouts at first base in one season. How about this? 1,597 putouts at first base in one season back in 1917, and that record still stands. That'll be 100 years old in 2 years, so pretty impressive stuff.
Sounds like a lot of putouts.
A lot of putouts.
All right, Murph, we appreciate that. So a little record for Ryan Howard. Jimmy Rollins broke the record for shortstops at one point, and he did so down here in South Florida. Chase Utley playing in his 1,500th game at second base tonight. So a walk to Brignac with one man down here in the 5th inning. And D. Gordon will be the batter.
See Jerome very upset with himself after walking Brignac.
Yeah, Brignac came to that at bat without a hit. So he puts him on base. Gordon shoots it the other way. Galvis has got it. Oh, he can't hang on. He may have had a play at second base. Will score that a base hit for D. Gordon, his second infield hit of the night.
That's his only play to second base. He's obviously not going to get Gordon at second. Has a tough time getting the ball out of his glove. He's been diving a lot lately, huh? For last week.
He knew exactly what he wanted to do with it, too.
Absolutely.
Martin Prado is 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. A little low, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Ruiz going out to talk to Jerome. Jerome at 79 pitches.
Talking with Bob Stumpo, the Phillies bullpen catcher, the other night. Caught me off guard when he said that Chooch takes the starting pitchers the whole way in warm-ups. Playing catch, playing long toss, doing flat ground work, and then into the bullpen and catching the entire bullpen. That really caught me off guard.
How long would you go out there for?
I would pick the guy up right after the anthem. So, and different stadiums varied as to what time the anthem was, but like in Seattle, I had it down to a minute, and I knew right when I was going to pick him up, and then I would take him into the game, obviously, after that.
2 balls and no strikes to Martin Prado. Runners on first and second. Phil's got a double play to get out of the 4th inning, and a line drive base hit up the middle. Rounding third, heading for home is Brignac. The throw goes to third, and Gordon is safe at third base. An RBI single for Prado, so that 1-out walk hurts Jerome Williams here in the 5th.
play by Herrera. I didn't think he had a chance at third base to get D. Gordon. But he comes up firing. It's a good carry on that ball, right on the money.
Didn't look like Gordon's foot got in there. Now Ryan Sandberg has already challenged and lost that challenge. Here is Giancarlo Stanton. It's a one-run game here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Runner at third in his last at bat. He got him swinging. First time up, he grounded out to Ashe over at third base. Inside, 1-0. How often do we say in the series, and not to beat a dead horse, but how often do we say in the series against the Cardinals, the walks and how damaging they were? Well, one out walk here leads to a run for the Marlins. 2-0.
Nothing good can happen from a walk.
The Marlins numbers with runners in scoring position. That was their first hit. And there's a line drive base hit to left field. That's their second hit. It's going to go to the wall. A run is in. Prado goes to third. And he'll get there sliding. It's an RBI double for Giancarlo Stanton. And we're tied up at 3. 22 RBIs on the year for Stanton.
You're not going to see a lot of balls hit harder than this one. I know he hit that home run last week in Philly that got out in 3 seconds, but this ball was rifled down the left field line.
It was blistered, and Revere made a nice play on that carom off that cement under the video board. Kohler's off the hook. In fact, one more run, he could be in line for a win. Bob McClure out to the mound to talk to Jerome Williams. And Marcell Ozuna, who already has doubled twice, is going to be the hitter. Follow the Phillies all season in 2015 with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com At Bat for your smartphone or tablet. So they will walk Ozuna to try to put the double play in order. Mike Morris has grounded 2 to Freddie Galvis. This is not a bad move at all. Try to get the double play. You got a guy that smoked 2 balls. So ball 4, and here comes Morse. Bob McClure to the phone. Bullpen action is beginning. It looks as if Genmar Gomez is starting to throw.
Michael Morse has hit 2 ground balls to shortstop tonight. I'd love to make it a third.
Brad Hand is going to come in for the Marlins at the top of the 6th inning. On the outside corner, 0-1. Excellent career numbers with the bases loaded. Some guys thrive in this spot.
All fastballs so far. Hard, down. So throw something off speed, it might be elevated and give Morse a chance to elevate the ball out in the outfield. Doesn't mean you can't throw it, but you better make sure it is down.
Outside, he came back with another fastball. Yeah, I was thinking of what you were thinking. You know, maybe a cutter. There's something off the plate that looks like a strike and then cuts at the last moment.
A front door sinker.
Marlins have scored 2 in the inning. There's one man down. They got the first batter, Echeverria, on a fly ball to left field. Mike Redmond then sent Reed Brignac up to pinch hit. He walked. Big at bat in this inning. Two-two pitch coming to Morse. Swing and a miss. He got him. 91-mile-an-hour fastball. And the bases remain loaded, but there are 2 outs here in the 5th inning.
Big strikeout by Jerome Williams right there. Just a heater. I'm going to throw it by you. It's only 91, but had a little late sink on it.
Real Muto sac fly his first time up, flied out to center his last time. Hitting .234 for the year.
Leave him out there.
Chopper left side, big hop for Cody Ashe. He's going to go to first with this one, and the inning is over. The Marlins do tie it up, but they leave him loaded. We've completed 5 onto the 6th inning. It's a 3-3 ball game. Producing at the plate with consistency. Galvis hit the ground running in April and was among the National League batting leaders the entire first month. 3-hit games have come often from his bat, no matter where he bats in the lineup. Oh, and his glove? It's been working pretty well in the field, stealing hits on a daily basis. Freddie's first month has been impressive. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. 3-3 ball game. We go to the top of the 6th inning here at Marlins Park. The Phils and the Marlins, game 1 of this 3-game series. Time now for us to take a look at our T-Mobile game changer. The Phillies have 2 of the career leaders in home runs against the Marlins. Ryan Howard with 38, and Chase Utley now with 30, counting his long home run tonight. That moves him into a tie with Sammy Sosa. And here is that home run, a 3-run shot. It's the only runs of the evening for the Phils.
Just a classic Chase Utley swing. And that ball is murdered.
Phillies look like they have a new celebration for home runs. Their 14th home run of the year. So he'll face Brad Hand. Utley 1 for 2. It'll be Utley, Howard, and Grady Sizemore. 3 straight left-handers. Actually 4 straight, counting Cody Ashe, who's up after Sizemore. Inside, 1 ball and no strikes. See Hand's numbers, 5 games, a 4.09 earned run average. You
see that .125 batting average against left-handers. It's obviously an ideal time for him to come in the ball game.
He fouls it back behind home plate, 2-1. He skies this one to left center field, playable for Ozuna, and he glides under it, makes the catch. 1 out here in the 6th inning, and that'll bring Ryan Howard to the plate. Talked about Howard and the number of games that he has played. Well, since making his major league debut in 2004, only 5 other active players have appeared in more games at first base than Ryan. And those numbers have been diminished because of the injuries. But Albert Pujols, Mark Teixeira, Adrian Gonzalez, Adam LaRoche, and Prince Fielder are the other guys. Boy, Mark Teixeira is off to a good power start, isn't he, for the Yankees?
Amazing start. At one point, he had like 6 homers and 1 single.
0-2.
I don't know if they can do it. I mean, Tanaka going down. CC's not the same.
Swing and a miss. Howard has struck out on 3 pitches. So there are 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Live now at Phillies.com. It's the Phillies Fantastic Auction, featuring great experiences and collectibles. A round of golf for 3 with Hall of Famer Steve Carlton. Dinner party for 8 with Hall of Famer Mike Schmidt in the Phillies Executive Dining Room. The Fantastic Auction partners include WIP and WPHT and benefits Phillies charities. Auction ends on May 13th and 14th. Check it out now by going to Phillies.com. Why don't you get a bunch of your friends together and have a meal with Mike Schmidt?
I don't have a lot of friends, Tom.
We'll go as long as you're buying. 1 ball and no strikes to Sizemore. Pretty innovative way, though, for the Phillies to raise money for Phillies charities. They've done it the last few years. There's also a chance to broadcast a game with LA and Scott. And there's so many other opportunities for fans to get involved with. We mentioned Kobayashi yesterday. Bring Kobayashi to school. Out toward left field. Ichiro will make the one-handed catch. The Phillies have gone down in order tonight. 5 innings. The only time they didn't, they got a 3-run home run from Chase Utley. So that's why we're tied at 3. By Toyota. The Toyota Time Sales event ends June 1st. Hurry in today. Toyota, let's go places. And by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Benefits older Pennsylvanians. Last of the 6th inning here in Miami. Marlins and the Phils tied at 3. New pitcher for the Phillies, Genmar Gomez, will take over for Jerome Williams. Jerome goes 5 innings tonight. He's in the dugout chatting with Sean O'Sullivan as we speak. He had to work hard to get through some innings tonight. He allowed the 2 runs last inning and the 1 run in the second, but there were other opportunities where he had to work his way out. He really had to pitch his way through problems. Got to give him credit for doing that.
Absolutely, and this is a good hitting ball club as of late. He was able to get that big double play after the error by Freddie Galvis. Picked his teammate up with the double play.
He finishes with 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Now Ichiro will lead it off. He's 1 for 2. He hit into that double play his last time up. Outside, 1-0. How about what Tommy Hutton told us today about Ichiro? We have so many stories about Ichiro Suzuki. He said today, with all these young players, with Giancarlo Stanton,
Jose Fernandez.
with Jose Fernandez, it doesn't matter who it is. As Revere comes diving in, did he hold on? He corralled it. Yes, he did. Ichiro is out. There was a lot of white coming out of that glove, but somehow Ben Revere was able to hold on. And there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Mike Redmond is waiting to see if this was indeed a catch, but we know it is. It's our Hyundai defensive play of the game.
Ichiro being Ichiro, but Ben got a great jump. I thought there's no way he gets to this ball.
How did he hold on to that ball? I mean, the ground, it was in his palm. The ground knocked it loose.
It's like,
but it stayed in his glove or on his glove.
It's like hanging right there on his wrist.
Well, that is our Hyundai defensive play of the game, and the Marlins just saw what we saw. They know it's a catch. Ben's like, that's right, it's a catch. Well, there's 1 out. Anyway, to finish the story about Ichiro, his jersey is the #1 selling Marlins jersey for this year.
It's amazing.
With Giancarlo Stanton, with Christian Yelich, with Fernandez, I mean, with all the big young names they have, Ichiro is the best-selling jersey. There's a line drive by Echeverria past the diving Kobayashi. A 1-out single. And Justin Bour will be the pinch hitter for the Marlins. Take another look at Revere's catch in slow-mo. Right on the heel, Ben.
Right on the heel, and then it kind of rolls up. Great awareness to reach that right hand in there.
Oh, right there. Right. Oh, he used his head.
Is that legal?
Well, that's even better now that we saw that.
Using it all.
Yes, he was.
You know what I've often thought about is you look at the stats back in the day when they used to leave the glove on the field. Those gloves are no bigger than someone's hand. Think about all the hits that would have gotten taken away back then if they had the 12-inch gloves like they have now.
There's some truth to that.
I mean, these guys are they're diving full extension, and they have these giant gloves, the ones that can go over the wall and bring these balls back in the gap. I mean, these things are like fishnets. You know, and you look at the stats back then, and those gloves were just small. And sometimes you had to use 2 hands to catch the ball. These guys are, I mean, it's so much of a luxury to have now than compared to back in the day.
I don't know how he held on to that.
He used his chin.
He used his chin, that's right. Lesson learned. Use every body part possible. So here's Justin Bour. He's red hot to start his season. .833 batting average. 3 for 3 as a pinch hitter.
He's a little guy.
This coming from a little guy. No balls and 1 strike.
How did you find out it was Bour instead of Bauer? I would have said Bauer.
He was up last year.
Okay.
Got to be like an investigative reporter with some of these names, Ben. Boer last year played in 39 games at .284 with a home run for the Marlins. A lot of pinch hit opportunities. Takes outside. He's got big time power down in the minor leagues. He has 93 career home runs. 23 was his high watermark when he hit 23 back in 2011. This year at New Orleans with the Zephyrs, he was .275 with a home run and 5 RBIs. A chopper inside the third base bag. They were playing him the pull. Echeverria goes to third. He'll be held there, and Boer has a pinch hit double. I don't know if he meant to do that. I don't think he did. I think he just got a little fortunate on that pitch.
He got very fortunate. Playing him the pull. I mean, that's a routine two-hopper to Cody Ashley. I won't get too excited about that one, big boy.
So now D. Gordon, he's part of a string of the top 4 hitters who are 6 for 11 in this ball game tonight. He's 2 for 3, hitting .417. They're going to walk him intentionally. So that'll load up the bases. Martin Prado is going to come up. It is not often that you are going to intentionally walk the leadoff hitter. Ryan Sandberg is doing the right thing. He's trying to put the double play in order. And the other thing he's trying to do is just take the hottest bat that the Marlins have, and Gordon is the hottest bat. Don't give him an opportunity to bloop one in for a 2-run single.
Well, it worked last time. They went after Morse, struck him out, and got Real Muto to ground out to Cody.
So there's ball 4. Martin Prado's coming up. All right, Murph, as we said, you don't often walk the leadoff hitter intentionally, but this guy is sizzling hot right now.
Well, he certainly is. You know, Tom, you talked about it in his first at bat. 22 hits, or 22 games in the month of April. He hit .408 in the month of April. It's just remarkable. They thought maybe, you know, he got off to such a hot start. They thought, all right, well, he'll probably slow down a little bit. In his last 10 games, batting .419 is D. Gordon. And getting on base, as you said, in all kinds of different ways. His on base percentage .422 in the last 10 games. So he's getting some walks as well. He got one right there. It's, you know, you understand what Ryan Sandberg's trying to do there. Like you said, set up the double play first, but also you don't want a guy like that who's red hot to beat you.
First pitch to Prado is taken low. It's 1-0. Yeah, the Marlins have 2 guys that are on that list of the hottest hitters in the last 10 days. D. Gordon's one, and the guy over third base is the other, Danny Echeverria. 1 ball, no strikes to Martin Prado. Prado on RBI single his last time up. Outside, it's 2-0. Echeverria was breaking down the third base line on that pitch.
I think Prado does very well is keep his hands inside the ball, so getting him to smother a pitch can sometimes be tough.
Good pitch there. It's 2-1. Yeah, he's the kind of guy that if you want to get a double play, then somebody like Chase Utley has to be on his toes to be the one that starts it. But he's giving him the hole between Utley and Howard. Over to third. Ashe's got it to second for 1. Over to first, and Howard hangs on to the bag. The second double play of the night for the Phils. And it's a big one around the horn. 5-4-3. And now Brian O'Nora is saying, oh, hold on, guys. Perry Hill was pointing to Howard being off the bag. So Mike Redmond is having his folks take a peek at it. Well, let's look at it. Ashe double clutched just a little bit, and Gordon was right in on Utley. Ryan Howard is on the bag. Yeah, it looks like he's right on the bag, and I believe the Marlins are okay with the call. It's a 5-4-3 double play, and it was a whopper. We head to the top of the 7th inning. The Phillies and the Marlins tied at 3. Cody Ashe will lead it off against A.J. Ramos. Cody is 0 for 2. He's fly to left. He is struck out, and he hits the first pitch foul. It's 0-1. Started off with a breaking pitch. Ramos 1.42 ERA. He's been pretty steady the last couple of years for the Marlins. This is his 12th ball game. Marlins bullpen has not been very good this year. 4.5 earned run average. Swing and a miss. Change up 1-2. Luis Garcia throwing in the bullpen. And as she stays alive, another change up. He just barely got a piece of it. It'll be Ashe, Carlos Ruiz, Freddie Galvis, then the pitcher's spot. That is why Garcia is warming up. Darren Ruff has been taking some swings down below. Had his batting gloves on earlier. Over to first base. Slowly hit. It is a foul. Oh, fair ball. Nope. One umpire called it fair. The other one called it foul. First base umpire Manny Gonzalez is who called it foul. Mike Redmond is coming over to talk to Brian Honora. Now this is not reviewable, so it's up to the umpire's discretion. Now prior to the first base bag, the call is the home plate umpires. Beyond the first base bag, then it's Manny Gonzalez's call, and the home plate umpire is the one who called it fair. The ball never got to the first base bag.
No.
And I think Mike Redmond has an argument here. See, right there, it's foul. Morris is on the bag. So that's the home plate umpire's call, but he called it fair. And then Manny Gonzalez was right there. Mike Redmond is emphatic. I would think that it's the home plate umpire's call. He said, hey, man, you called it fair. I don't think he's saying it as softly as I am, but you called it fair. But there's nothing wrong with the umpires conferring with each other either.
Correct.
But it is the home plate umpire's call. Matty Gonzalez was closer to it, though.
Until it goes past the bag, it's his call.
Yeah. So Redmond's saying it should be 3 unassisted based on Ryan O'Nora's call.
Correct.
At some point, though, Mike Redmond's got to realize that he's not going to change his call.
No.
As we mentioned before, you can't challenge that play. The only thing that can be challenged on fair or foul is stuff that's onto the outfield grass. Nothing that's before the outfield grass can be challenged. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ashe. And a called strike 3. All right, well, he at least said his piece.
That makes you wonder why Manny Gonzalez made the call, not Ryan O'Nora.
I would agree with you on that. Time now for your Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary. Phillies fell behind 1-0. Marlins scored a run in the second. Then the Phillies scored 3 in the fourth on the home run by Chase Utley. But the Marlins tied it with 2 more in the fifth against Jerome Williams, who lasted 5 innings. It's been a very peculiar game. Phillies have gone down in order in 5 of the 6 innings and have the first out here in the 7th. But the inning they didn't go down in order. They scored 3 runs. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
And that's why I have every reason to be greedy when they still had, after they scored the 3, bases loaded with 1 out and didn't get any more.
Outside and low, 3-1. And there's ball 4. So Ruiz draws a 1-out walk. Second time he's walked tonight. And Freddie Galvis is due up for the Phils. Well, it's time now for our Geico quote of the day. We've got a look at JT Real Muto. Last series and even here tonight, catching in the big leagues is a lot of work. It's a lot of prep. A lot of it is experience. Getting back there behind the plate, seeing the hitters, learning the pitchers, situations, when to come inside, when to not pitch. He's handled it really well. I would think it's going a mile a minute for him, though, with all the responsibilities he's had to take on.
It is, but you learn as you go. And Mike Redmond would know better than anybody all the innings he's logged behind the plate of what it takes to work with relatively young staff and how to prepare yourself every day. It is tough. But I do like what I see out of him.
Well, originally, Major League Baseball scouts were going to draft him as a shortstop. It was only the Marlins that saw him as a catcher. So when they saw him 5 years ago for the first time, they saw catcher, not shortstop, for Real Muto. Now, that's happened a lot over the years. A lot of times guys from other positions do move behind the plate. Carlos Ruiz, a great indication, was a second baseman who moved behind the plate.
The most notable is Buster Posey as a shortstop.
And a pitcher.
That shows you first and foremost they have arm strength. That's what scouts look for in a catcher.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Galvis. And he dribbles that one up the first base line. Ramos has got it, and there are 2 outs. And Cesar Hernandez is going to pinch hit here. All right, so Ryan Sandberg decides to go with Cesar here instead of Darren Ruff. Darren had a good day yesterday, had a couple base hits. Cesar is 1 for 3 on this road trip. He made a point of pointing out how good he thinks Cesar has been in his limited role before the ball game today. And out front of a changeup, 0-1.
Fastball there, but I've noticed a lot of off-speed pitches tonight, especially to Herrera, Ashe, and Galvis. A lot. I don't know if that's something their scouts have seen.
Must be, yeah. There's one's floated out toward right field. Stanton is under it and makes the catch. Side is retired. Phillies get a runner into scoring position. Do not score. It is time to stretch here at Marlins Park. We are all tied up at 3. Each team with 3 runs. And the Phillies will go back to their bullpen. Luis Garcia will take things over. Garcia will come on to face Giancarlo Stanton, Marcell Ozuna, Michael Morse, heart of the Marlins order. First pitch is a slider low, 1-0. One of the real hiccups that Garcia has had, one of the only hiccups he's had, came in the series against the Cardinals. His earned run average 2.79. 9 strikeouts in 9 2/3 so far. Fastball, 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, it's going to come down to a battle of the bullpens, Ben.
I like the Phillies' chances.
That one is pulled toward third. Nice play by Ashe to the glove side. Gets to his feet. Dug out by Howard. Boy, he does hit everything hard, but Ashe quick enough to get his glove on it. And 1 out for Marcell Ozuna.
It's a great play on both ends. Ball smoked. Despite the infielders being so close to each other, that shows you how hard this ball was hit. Cody still has to go to his knees. I'd like to see him maybe take a little bit more time because that ball was hit so hard, but big piece picks him up. A good scoop.
Ozuna is 2 for 2. Intentionally walked his last time. It's 1-0. Every time the Phillies pitchers retire the opposition 1-2-3, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. 3 balls, no strikes to Ozuna. 1 man down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Mike Dunn in the bullpen. Left side again. Ashe flags it down. Throws on one hop, and this time Ozuna will be safe because Howard had to come off the bag. 3rd hit of the night for Marcell Ozuna. After months of anticipation, the Eagles are finally making their picks. Get a complete recap of the Eagles draft picks Saturday night at 7:30 after the Phillies Marlins game on Comcast Sportsnet. After the first round came to a close last night, the NFL is back in business tonight. Michael Morse is 0 for 3. There's a runner at first base. 1 man down. Had a play down the right field line. It's 0-1.
See Luis going with a slide step here. Not much of a slide step, but Chooch signaled for it. Still have to gather yourself over the rubber.
It's interesting. You said that Ruiz signaled for the slide step. I don't think I ever knew that the catcher signals to the pitcher for a slide step.
Yeah, he'll wipe the inside of his groin. So, I mean, if you take a look, I don't know if he'll do it here or not. Last pitch at 97, by the way. See him rub it right there, real quick.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Inside, 2-2. And I guess every pitcher's different. That didn't look like a slide step right there by Garcia.
Some pitchers refuse to do it. Said, I'm not going to give up on a pitch because I have to be faster to home plate. I want 100% effort into this pitch.
Well, he got him with a slider. 2 outs. Second time tonight that Morse has struck out. And with 2 away, Real Muto will come up.
See, this is why walks for Luis Garcia. I can't tolerate it. He throws 97-mile-an-hour fastball. He's way tardy on. Then he throws a 96 up and in. And then comes back with that 85-mile-an-hour slider. You have that stuff. Don't walk people. That's going to get anybody out, Tom. Anybody. I mean, you look up there, you see that 97, man, he just threw that by me. I got to get it going.
Well, and I think that the difference for Garcia from last year to this year, big leagues wise, is that fastball, when he throws at 97, it's a strike.
Yeah.
You know, then he can throw the slider, and it doesn't have to be a strike. Real Muto is 0 for 2 with a sac fly. That came his first at bat.
and I'm probably a little bit more sensitive to it because of the fact that I was a catcher, and I would have guys out on the mound with such good stuff, and they didn't trust it, and that's what infuriated me more than anything. Do you realize how hard it is to hit, and do you realize how good your stuff is? Give it to me.
Out to right field. Grady Sizemore will come in to make the catch, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. 7 to the books. We'll go to the 8th. Still nothing solved. The Phils and the Marlins tied at 3. Mason, you can't go wrong when you buy right. And buy your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer or visit DelValHondaDealers.com today. Top of the 8th inning. Phillies with 3 runs on 4 base hits. The 3 runs thanks to Chase Utley's 3-run home run. Marlins have picked up 10 hits in tonight's game. And Mike Dunn will be the new pitcher. 10th ball game for Dunn. 0-1 with a 6.23 earned run average. Phillies took the first game of the 3-game series against the Marlins when these two teams faced each other back in Philadelphia on the last homestand. And Dunn really struggled in game number 1. This guy has faced the Phillies an awful lot during his career, first with the Braves and then the Marlins. And he will face Ben Revere, Odubel Herrera, Chase Utley. Six straight left-handers for the Phils to start the lineup, led by Revere, who's 1 for 3. Outside, 1-0.
It just seems like this guy's been around forever. So I Googled him. He only has 4 years of service time.
I would have thought he had more than that.
That's what I'm thinking. I guess because he always faces the Phillies.
Yeah,
whenever they play him, he's pitching.
Fly ball left field. And Ichiro comes ambling in. And Revere is retired. 1 out. Time for the Major League Notebook. Let's turn it over to Greg Murphy.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Well, the Marlins are hoping to get 2 key players back in about mid-May. Christian Yelich, as you talked about earlier, is starting a rehab assignment on Sunday to test out that bad back. And Henderson Alvarez also throwing again. Says he is feeling very good. He's expected to pitch in an extended spring training game on Thursday in hopes both players will be back just about the middle of May. The news not as good for Cincinnati Reds starter Homer Bailey, who had elbow trouble at the end of last season. Well, he once again is having elbow trouble this this time he's going to need Tommy John surgery to fix it. So his season is over. That's a big loss for the Cincinnati Reds. He is not expected to be back until 2016. So battling elbow problems once again is Homer Bailey, guys.
That's amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
as comfortable as he looked for most of last year, we're seeing more and more that some guys that are deciding not to have surgery when the initial pain takes place, and then they put it off and then eventually have to have it anyway.
I don't get it. If it hurts, get it done.
And if there's a tear, get it
There's
done.
a slight to get it done. Like Tanaka, he's back on the shelf again.
Get it
so
done.
there was a slight tear last year. Do they think it's just going to fix itself? I just don't understand it.
2 balls and no strikes to Odubel. Swing and a miss, 2-1.
I had mine done, and Dr. Andrews said, listen, you have a calcium deposit that's holding your ligament together. I could take the calcium deposit out. He goes, I can't tell you how long that's going to hold up. I said, just do it.
Right, but you put yours off, though, for a little bit, didn't you?
I did.
But I guess as a catcher, you probably could survive more so than a pitcher.
Yeah.
At a play, it's 2-2. Yeah, I know it's scary to go under the knife for any player, but if you're a young guy like, let's say, Homer Bailey, you have still miles ahead on the road of your career. Ken Giles in the bullpen. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Odubel Herrera. And that is a foul ball. That went off his foot, so he stays alive. It remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Three runs tonight. The Phillies have scored. It gives them 33 runs on the road this year. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another pop up. This one foul territory. Third base line, and Prado runs out of room. Well, here he goes again with the foul ball. So the number of pitches that he sees continues to be around 4 per game, or 4 per at bat.
He's seen 7 already. Just seems to me like he does this every at bat.
He does. Well, this will be number 8, trying to get on base. And he lines one out toward right field, and Stanton makes the catch. Hit that one right on the nose. Not too much you can do about it. So 2 away here in the 8th. Citizens Bank Weather Education Day presented by NBC 10. First Alert Weather will be Thursday, May 14th against the Pittsburgh Pirates. After the ball game, a senior stroll the bases, but you can get tickets by going to Phillies.com and check out on Phillies.com what that is all about. We've seen that in other ballparks, including here, where they bring in some local weather folks, teach some kids about the weather. Here's Chase Utley, who's 1 for 3, and Utley takes a strike. It's 0-1.
If they had a senior stroll down here in Florida, it might go on for a while.
No balls and 1 strike. That one's hit towards second base on a couple hops. D. Gordon's up with it, and the inning is over. Phillies go down in order. 6th time in tonight's ball game. They were retired 1-2-3. On to the bottom of the 8th inning with the 3-3 tie. the game. First, the Phillies delivery of the game.
Chase Utley gets a first pitch cookie. Couple men on base. Nice to see Chase drive a ball to right field to give the Phils, or put the Phils in the lead 3-1.
Well, then it was Giancarlo Stanton who changed all that in his at-bat in the 5th inning.
He rifles one down the left field line. It's a 2-0 count and deposits it down the left field line for a pair. And they are your WB Mason deliveries of the game.
So now we'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and Ken Giles will take over for the Phils. In a 3-3 game, Giles will face Ichiro, Adeiny Echeverria, and then the pitcher spot. Ichiro is 1 for 3, taps that one back to the mound, and he's 1 for 4. One pitch, one away. Giles' numbers, you mentioned something interesting in the opener, and I tend to agree with you on it. That Giles has basically pitched the month of April without 100% command of his fastball. It's been more his slider that's been the effective pitch for him.
Well, he doesn't have the velocity, although that last pitch there in the stadium here said 96. Not so much I'm worried about the velocity, but it's the command of that fastball.
That one there at 95 miles an hour, and it's 1-0 to Echeverria.
Thankfully, he has had that slider, and it's been outstanding this year. Able to throw it behind and count at times.
At the knees, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Look at that note right there. Since August 5th of last year, his earned run average is 0.53. Echeverria is down to the count, 1-2. Toyota Major League Scoreboard. The Mets have shut out the Nationals 4-0. Matt Harvey is now 5-0. Phillies win tonight. They can kick the Nationals back to the basement. Actually, let me check that. They have 10 wins, so Phillies would still be down there, but they've been getting closer. Ron Sandberg was saying today that the Nationals' struggles have been probably the biggest surprise, he thinks, in the National League East so far this year. I think he's right. I think everybody in baseball would probably agree with that.
100%.
Tonight, Matt Harvey, 7 innings, 5 hits, no earned runs in his outing. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Echeverria. Outside, 3-2. Fly ball left center field. It's playable for Herrera. And there are 2 outs. And a pinch hitter coming up. It'll be Jeff Baker who will pinch hit for the Marlins. So Cishak is probably going to come in. In fact, he is warming up in the bullpen for the Marlins as we speak. There he is. Jeff Baker is hitless this year as a pinch hitter. Three walks, 3 strikeouts. Grounds that one toward the hole, and there's his first pinch hit. So he's aboard, and that means the top of the order is coming up. Well, the 9 hole's been pretty productive. Well, other news around Major League Baseball. Alex Rodriguez did not start tonight for the Yankees, but he was inserted as a pinch hitter, and he blasted a home run. The Yankees lead the Red Sox 3-2. And that is number 660, which pulls him into a tie with Willie Mays in the all-time home run list. Junichi Tozawa is the one who gave up the home run to Rodriguez. Another base hit. That one up the middle. Baker's going to get to third on this one. And the Marlins will have first and third with 2 men down. So the go-ahead run is 90 feet away. And Martin Prado is coming up. Marlins have left 9 so far tonight. They're 2 for 11 with runners in scoring position. But their 2 hits have come in their last 5 at bats.
Here you see Baker get a decent. He kind of hesitates at second base, but this outfield is so expansive. Obviously easy for him to get to third. And now this is straight first and third. What are we doing?
Yeah, just because D. Gordon's at first base, you know, you have to decide what you want to do with him if you want to throw through. Now Baker doesn't have great wheels over at third.
Problem is, if they do get a run here on a double steal, which I don't know how Baker could make it home, the Phillies only have 1 crack at it to tie it up or get back in the lead.
Yeah, Prado tonight has an RBI single. He's 1 for 4, up now for the 5th time. Overall hitting .276 on the year. And Giles delivers a fastball for strike 1. It's 0-1.
I wonder if the Phillies will take note of the fact that D. Gordon has swung at 3 first pitches. Well, one was a bunt, but he also has 2 hits on 2 first pitches.
I have to admit, I was surprised Prado wasn't going to swing at the first pitch there.
Yeah.
Fouls it away. It's 0-2. All right, so now Giles has him set up with no ball, 2 strike count. He's got a devastating slider. Prado has great numbers as the game gets lengthier. And he shoots that one down the right field line. That will be out of play. That was as defensive a swing as you're going to find. And he was thinking, oh no, I just got to make contact with this one.
His tail was kind of going towards their dugout.
Sure was. Got him with a slider. Boy, that's a nasty pitch. And Giles works out of a jam here in the bottom of the 8th inning. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 men left. Phillies bullpen is stepping up here tonight. We'll go to the 9th inning. Still tied at 3. Autograph booths for the 2015 Phillies players and coaches. The Mike Schmidt photo booth. Grab bags, opportunity to throw in the bullpen. A silent auction featuring a collection of bats, balls, caps, and other unique memorabilia. Tickets go on sale right now by going to Phillies.com, or you can call 215-463-1000 for more information. Always a great night at the ballpark. In fact, maybe we get Ben to throw in the bullpen. Pay a couple bucks, go throw in the bullpen, put the radar gun on you, see if you're sitting low 90s. If you are, we'll ship you out. Here's Steve Cishek to take over in the top of the 9th inning. Season has not gone all that well for Steve Cishek. 7 strikeouts and 7 1/3 innings of work. He starts off Ryan Howard with a breaking ball. Yes, he went around. It's 0-1. Marlins had a 1-0 lead over the Mets the other day, and Daniel Murphy smashed a 3-run home run against Cishek. Low, and 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Cishek is tough because you have to respect his low 90s fastball. Then he throws that frisbee up there. It's tough. He can be very tough, especially on righties.
Howard, did he foul that one? Yeah, he did.
He did.
Kind of a late call from the home plate umpire. Ground ball, fair. And Morse has got it, and there'll be 1 out here in the 9th inning. And that'll bring Sizemore to the plate. Grady is 1 for 3. Papelbon is throwing in the bullpen for the Phils. I would imagine he's only going to come in if the Phillies get the lead, and if they wound up being tied at 3, I would think that Giles is going to continue pitching, only because there's nobody else warming up. Threw only 14 pitches in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Yeah, Pap's not coming in this one.
No,
unless the Phillies are up.
Off the hood of the dugout, and it's 0-2. Phillies have had 1 base runner since they scored the 3 runs in the 4th inning. 0-2 pitch, and Sizemore stays alive. Need somebody to jolt one here. They've managed only 4 hits.
They're all in the 4th inning.
All in the 4th inning. In that 4th inning, the first 5 batters reached base safely for the Phils, counting the home run for Chase Utley. Now it's 2-2 to Ashe. Or excuse me, Sizemore. I was looking at Ashe in the on-deck circle. Now it's 3-2. I think the fans are getting a different view of those pitches than we are. Another ground ball foul. out toward left center field. Ozuna will track this one down. Boy, Sizemore hit that well. 2 outs here in the 9th inning. They said there's a lot of real estate. 386 out to left center field. So with 2 outs, Cody Asche is coming up.
He hit that very well, and Ozuna got to it like it was a can of corn.
Is this park too big, Ben?
Yes. A lot prettier than I thought, though. It is beautiful here.
0-1. Well, the only time you ever faced the Marlins was at the old ballpark, Dolphin Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
This is a much better setup.
You wonder if their front office or whoever makes the call whether the roof is closed or not looks at tonight and says, you know what, maybe we should open this up a little more.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Asche. Well, obviously, anybody that watched games, there's Jeffrey Loria in the middle with the glasses. He is the owner of the Marlins. Anybody that watched games at Dolphin Stadium, thunderstorms pop up quickly around here. And that's why they put the roof on, to avoid any kind of delays and the stifling heat. And what the folks in the front office have said is that they want the fans, particularly the fans that are coming from Florida, to be comfortable in the air conditioned surrounding. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Asche. Inside 2-2. But a night like this, I mean, particularly the first month of the season, I mean, it is very comfortable.
Absolutely. Even in, I know it's going to be still pretty hot in September, but there's got to be nights in September you could open it up.
Yeah. Asche pulls that foul. Ooh. Scattered some folks, hit a chair, made the security guard jump up.
Security dude jump up.
The ball dude couldn't handle it. In the air to left or right center field, excuse me. Stanton going back on it, out toward the track. It is off the wall and it gets away from Stanton. Asche's on his way to third. Pete Buchanan is looking. He's going to hold him there. Now that'll be a triple for Cody Asche. It's his first of the year. The Phillies have the go-ahead run over at third base. Well, you saw that graphic that we put up. Other than the 4th inning, there have been no hits for the Phillies in any other inning. Cody's last triple was in 2013.
Ask me if I think this park is too big again, Tom.
Well,
I dare you.
I would think that after this one, you think it's way too big.
Ball's crushed. Goes halfway up the fence. I mean, that went to the left of the 392 sign. 392 in the gap.
Carlos Ruiz takes breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-1. To the left of that, so it's a little deeper than 392 where that ball went. Outside, 1-1. And Pete Buchanan was really looking. He was debating on whether he was going to send Asche. But Stan's got such a strong arm where he finally tracked that ball down. You don't want to take that kind of chance. Chopper right side, and D. Gordon charges and has it. Phillies will leave one over third here in the 9th inning. 4-3 on the putout, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. To the bottom of the 9th we go. Still tied up at 3. Pure Auto Insurance presents Phillies Post-Game Live. Bottom of the ninth inning, it's a 3-3 game. After 14 pitches in the eighth inning, Ken Giles will come out and pitch the ninth. He'll face Stanton, Ozuna, and Michael Morse. Giles did allow a couple runs in the eighth inning, or a couple hits in the eighth inning. A single to Baker, a single to D. Gordon. The big time matchup right now to start things off. Giancarlo Stanton sitting in the on deck circle is trying to time Ken Giles. He's the kind of pitcher that you need to time. He's hit 96 with his fastball tonight. Stanton does have an RBI double. He's 1 for 4. So how about this? They don't have the overshift on with Giles up. They've got Utley shaded toward the middle, but he's not on the left side of the diamond. I think it's a velocity thing. Whereas Jerome Williams throws 89-90, Giles throws 95-96. So maybe it's a little harder for Stanton to turn on it.
Unless they're going to pitch him away the whole time.
That could be it too. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And the Cardinal rule is don't get beat to the pull field late in ball games, close ball games. Problem is he can go line to line.
One ball, 1 strike to Stanton. Outside, 2-1. Well, we will be back here in South Florida tomorrow. It'll be 4 o'clock on Comcast Sportsnet. Cole Hamels will get the baseball for the Phils. Dan Herron starts for the Marlins. There's Cole. I am surprised more pitchers don't do that. It's all part of the cat and mouse game. Stanton, of course, was hit in the face last year with a fastball. This one wasn't that close, but we've seen in the 4 games we've watched between these two teams that he does back off on some inside pitches. 97 for Giles.
Yeah, that pitch really wasn't that close. I like to see that 97 though there by Kenny.
3 balls, 2 strikes. And there's ball 4. Boy, a close slider. And Marcell Ozuna will come up. I don't know where he was walking though. He was walking over toward the dugout. He didn't talk to anybody. Do not imagine that he's going to try to bunt Stanton up to the second base. Particularly after a night like this, he's 3 for 3. They are moving Herrera back in center field. I mean, he is way out there. Look how far he is, Ben. You need your binoculars to see him.
They do look kind of small out there in the outfield.
Down the left field line. It's going to hook foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Now I'm going to have to ask Chooch tomorrow why the series of signs with no one on second base. He did that earlier in the game with the runner on third base, only third base. He went through a series of signs with Jerome on the mound. I don't know why he's putting multiple signs down.
Out toward the gap in left center field. Revere on the run. He's not going to get it. It's off the base of the wall. Herrera's got it. Stanton's around third. Heading for home. The throw by Galvis to the plate is not in time. The Marlins win it. 4-3 here in the bottom of the ninth inning. It's the 3rd double of the ball game for Marcell Ozuna. They better slow down that celebration. It's going to wind up out toward the left field fence before it's all said and done. Now the Phillies are slowly walking off the field. Brian O'Nora is coming over, and they may review this. Marcell Ozuna for now is the hero, and they are going to review this particular play to make sure that Stanton was safe at home plate. Take a look at it. Ruiz goes and gets it, and then reaches back, and boy, I don't know if he got him or not, Ben.
How many of these plays are we going to have?
Well,
Chooch does everything in his power.
He did everything. That was way closer than I anticipated on the initial call. Carlos grabs it, reaches. Oh, he may have gotten him on the back. But we can't tell whether Stanton is on the plate right there. I don't know. I think his foot is in there. I don't know if there's enough to overturn it. Watch it again right there. Where's the foot? There's the tag. Where's the foot? It doesn't look like it's on the plate. Oh man, you imagine the reaction if this was to be overturned. Now if Ruiz did indeed get the jersey of, all right, here comes the call. He is safe. The ball game is over. It's a 4-3 Marlins victory. Boy, Carlos did everything he could, and it did look like he almost got him before the foot hit the plate. But the Marlins take game one of this 3-game series. Marcell Ozuna is our Chevrolet player of the game. 3 doubles, 4 hits overall. And it's a 4-3 final score. The Marlins have defeated the Phils. All right, so here's the whole play once again. Ozuna got a pitch that he could drive into the alley, Ben.
The slider just kind of sits there. I can't believe they set him. They would have had second and third, nobody out, but Stanton just gets on his horse, and he had it in his mind that he was going. A bit of a wide turn. It's a shame this throw by Freddie just kind of creeps up the third base line there, but Chooch does everything he could. The best thing that happens is the way this ball caroms off the wall. I mean, right on the fly, like he's a wide receiver. Freddie gets it, and the ball just barely tails up.
Wow, they really did do everything they could on that. I mean, that was scintillating the way Herrera grabbed it, got it to Galvis, who then got it to the plate. The Marlins win it 4-3. We'll be back to wrap things up from Marlins Park right after this.